It's funny how the internet wrestling community works. Because just a few months ago, a lot of fans were complaining about your tribal chief, my tribal chief, our tribal chief, Roman Reigns being the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. But right now, there's a lot of fans out there in every single arena, every single home, in all over the world that wants to see the tribal chief make his return to WWE sooner rather than later. And of course, I'm one of them, but I've never complained about his championship reign. So the question is, when will we see Roman Reigns back in a WWE ring? Because we've all noticed this B-plot, this story thread that's been building up with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman on SmackDown. The recruitment of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to the bloodline. The expulsion of Jimmy Uso of the very same faction just mere weeks after Roman Reigns' big main event loss. And then grandest stage of them all against Cody Rhodes. And this story keeps building, it keeps adding more and more chapters to it, more and more layers to it, to the point that now people are expecting Reigns to return sooner rather than later. Now, let's make one thing clear. He will not be a part of Clash at the Castle as far as the match goes. He's not going to return on tonight's Friday Night SmackDown to challenge Solo Sikoa. That's not going to happen. He might make a return in Scotland. He might take back control of the bloodline because we all still have that doubt in the back of our heads. Did Roman Reigns authorize Solo Sikoa to make these types of changes? And is Solo Sikoa truly in charge of the bloodline by orders of the tribal chief? Which a lot of people don't believe because Paul Heyman was included in. But then again, Paul Heyman, he took Roman Reigns out of the WWE draft without consulting with the tribal chief. So again, we're talking about layers. We're talking about twists and turns. And at the end of the day, if it were up to me, I would absolutely have Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. I think that's the way to go. I think that's the next step in adding interest to the Bloodline storyline. After that, we can get into this whole Bloodline civil war that people want to watch. I myself want to watch. The Usos and Reigns versus Solo, Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. And on top of that, people want to add The Rock on Solo's side and Sami Zayn on Roman Reigns' side. Again, a lot to talk about when it comes to Bloodline story. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does make his return at Clash at the Castle. But if I had to put my money on one pay-per-view event where we're going to see the tribal chief back in WWE, I would have to put it on Money in the Bank in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And the moment that I'm looking at, the Money in the Bank ladder match, where Solo Sikoa, with the aid of his brand new recruits of the Bloodline, with the aid, he managed to qualify himself to that ladder match, and Solo Sikoa is about to climb that ladder, pull that briefcase down, become Mr. Money in the Bank, and go on a route to take back what Roman Reigns lost at WrestleMania. And then Reigns comes out. Hey, here's an out-of-the-box idea. Something that's never been done before. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, he's never been Mr. Money in the Bank. Ever. much like Brock Lesnar was never Mr. Money in the Bank. All the way back in 2019, he wasn't even announced for the match, but he took that briefcase, he became Mr. Money in the Bank. Could we see the same thing happen with Roman Reigns? Probably not. Probably it could happen. It's always a possibility. But, like I said, I'm going to go back to that same scenario. Solo Sikoa is about to take that briefcase down. Out comes the Tribal Chief. Makes his way into the ring, starts climbing that ladder, and they meet at the top. And in that moment, Reigns tells Solo, great job. Now, along with your 2 other recruits, guard the ring. I'm taking this briefcase down. I'm becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. I'm taking back what's rightfully mine because I'm the Tribal Chief, and I will challenge Cody Rhodes for the title in a rematch at SummerSlam. And, we get that split moment, and then Solo turns on Roman Reigns. And we get that big match, a big blow-off match at SummerSlam, leading into Hell in a Cell. And then we get the big Civil War exploding at Survivor Series. And again, we start building up to WrestleMania. Rock, Reigns, once-in-a-lifetime dream match. We'll just have to wait and see. But for now, Roman Reigns will not return tonight on SmackDown. I do not see that happening. If I had to put my money on it, he would make his return at Money in the Bank. But what do you think? Who do you think, when actually, do you think the Tribal Chief is making his return to WWE? Is it at Clash of the Castle? Is it at Money in the Bank? Is it at SummerSlam? Or do you think maybe he's making a return on a random SmackDown? Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comment section below. With that said, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.